So please help me in terms of understanding what is intellectual property. Let's say if I create a piece of music. I am a musician and I create a piece of music which anybody can listen to, anybody can enjoy to. Then how that piece of music is gonna be awarded to me as my intellectual property? Let's say if I draw a picture, then again, unless anybody sees it, nobody is gonna be able to enjoy it, right? So how that picture or painting is gonna become my intellectual property? Let's say if I am an architect and I design a building structure. One more time, how this design can become my intellectual property? One kid has told in the chat box, intellectual property means the things created by someone's creative mind. This part is correct. Yes, properties are the ideas or the structures or the words or the sequence of lines which have been given form or which have been made understandable by the public in an order which is easy and efficient or effective. Then that piece of thing, that piece of work should be called as intellectual property. And whenever we want to understand this intellectual property, then we already have discussed the concept that if somebody else wants to use this concept, this idea, this creation for their own personal benefit, then they should be paying me some money because I was the generator of that idea, right? So if we want to add the word trade into this intellectual property, whenever the intellectual property becomes tradable in the market, then multiple number of people becomes party for the profit to be earned on that piece of work. And that thing, that item is called as tradable. Whenever any intellectual property becomes tradable and the originator or creator of that property wants to charge money from that, then that is something which is going to be covered under the trade related intellectual property rights, right? So TRIPS was an agreement which came into effect on January 1995, and it is a multilateral agreement on intellectual properties. Intellectual property can be tradable or not tradable, but if it is tradable, then it is going to be covered under the provisions provided to by TRIPS or trade related intellectual property rights, right? चले आगे.
Yes, sir.
Are you kids able to see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes,
Fine.
sir.
So, one more time, whenever we want to protect somebody's right, what are the three core things that we should be providing that person, the creator or the originator? Those are going to become the three main pillars of the TRIPS or trade related intellectual property rights features. First feature I have shown you as a clue, standards. In respect of each of main areas of intellectual property covered by the TRIPS agreement, it is a set of elements for which the protection is provided, and those elements should be defined, namely the subject matter, namely the rights to be conferred, namely the exceptions possible. And I am more interested in this exception part. How, if somebody is a creator, then how those rights can be infringed with the help of these exceptions? Or should there be any exceptions to those property rights if those rights have been awarded to anybody? Let's say I write a piece of work, a research paper. Can there be any exception to anybody under any circumstances to copy it and reuse it? Because standards of the TRIPS are gonna provide these three things. The main content which should be protected. The overall rights that are gonna be awarded to me if I am getting the rights. If I get the copyright, then content should be there. The rights awarded to me should be there, And if there are any exceptions possible, then those exceptions should be there. These are three main pillars of the standards of TRIPS. Right. I'm more interested in this exception part. How and why any exception should be provided to any. Chinmay is telling me that they can copy as long as they include the name of the creator. So you are talking about referencing some. So whenever anybody tells everybody that they are using my piece of writing, then they are or they should be or would be allowed to use my creation for their own benefit. Is that correct? Because this is something
Yes,
which
sir.
we teachers do all the time in our classes. These books have been written by somebody else. These books all of us are required to read, and then the teachers are gonna summarize those books into some easy or understandable form, and then they're gonna deliver those informations create written those books to the kids, and the teachers are gonna earn their salary, right? So whenever every time we tell the name of the author of that piece of book or piece of writing to the kids, we should be happy to receive our salary in totality. Is that correct?
No, sir.
Hello?
No, sir. I mean to say when they are using the creators things, they should at least give their name credit to them.
नहीं बेटा तेरी आवाज कट गई दोबारा बताएगा क्या प्लीज अब माइक को ना मुंह फेस के पास रखना जरा आवाज कट रही है
Sir, at least they should give credit to them when they are using the things they have the creator created.
that part is absolutely correct but how if I am teaching you somebody else's book then how am I supposed to give him the credit like these trips have been created by government of India right and the government of India has published them in a standard book form and they can be downloaded from internet also and I have referred to those trips but I till now have not called the government of India as the original creator of these rules which I am teaching you and even if I am telling you that these rules have been written by the government of India then I am not paying any money to government of India right so is this process which we are going through right now is correct or not.
Sir, the exceptions are mainly for the misuse. Sir, you are not doing misuse while teaching because it will be misuse when you will try to copy the book and reproduce it.
Okay, this part is actually very valid. Whenever something is created by the public for the public welfare and it should be made available to the public to get aware or get complete knowledge about it, then that those things are basically exempted from the property rights. This part is correct. But you called one word book in your explanation. So this book part, I again am more interested because I also have written some 14, 15 books till now. मैंने मैंने कुछ 15 books author मैंने करी हुई हैं right and those books are running in India as well as outside India so how if anybody is teaching those books they are not paying me anything then should I be content that only the name of me is gonna be referred to them somehow in their classes and they are and I should be happy person because now they are earning their money from my books.
Sir, you should get the credit, not them, if they're using your work.
हाँ, this is what is happening ना बेटा, मैं यही तो बता रहा हूँ. You if you
हाँ.
want you can check it on Amazon or Flipkart also. मेरे को पता नहीं, अब शायद Amazon पे available है. You will type my name and you will see a couple of books of me being sold globally. Amazon India में भी और Amazon International में भी, Amazon.com पे भी वो books मेरी available
Okay,
है.
sir.
So books are being sold internationally. The teachers are teaching from those books internationally, and I am not getting any single penny. So what is it that I'm achieving by me? And those books are copyrighted also. I have some 7 or 8 copyrights in my name. Okay. So those books are being used by everybody, and I have the copyrights on them also, but I'm not receiving any. So how and why this process is happening? Because I entered a contract with the publisher that I am entitled to receive a royalty, the sum of money for a certain time period. And then there is a contention that any piece of information, knowledge published and used by the public for a certain time period, then the author or creator is eligible to receive right over it for a certain time period only, not forever. ऐसा नहीं है कि the person who like Philip Kotler created gave us the concept of 4 P's in the marketing. है ना? So Philip Kotler is not receiving any money on that concept of 4 P's. He received the money for a certain time period, and after that time period expired, everybody is now free to use the concept of 4 P's. Same happened with me. The concept which I promoted in my books, they I was eligible to receive money from those books till the time I the contract it was mentioned in the contract. But once that time expired, then everybody now is free to use those books, free to use the information promoted by me, free to use the information created by me. So for every property right, there is a time limit. Only certain limited number of properties are there which are timeless. Can any kid help me in terms of understanding how what kind of property is there which is timeless, which nobody should copy ever, which nobody should be allowed to copy ever? There are certain types of information, there are certain type of creation in the market जिसको अगर एक बार क्रिएटर ने अपने नाम से रजिस्टर करा लिया, then nobody should or would be ever able to use those piece of creations. Music is such. Nobody is ever able to copy the music created by somebody else. We are still using the pieces created by Beethoven. Beethoven, the great musician of English classical music.
Yes, sir.
We are not able to copy anybody's artistic work. जो paintings है, जो मोनालिसा painting है, now so many years have passed, but nobody is ever allowed to copy it. So in artistic creations, in music creations, this exception is never awarded. In case of literary creations, this exception is awarded after 3 or 4 or 5 years. And same goes with the building designs, the architectural creations, many things in which the protection is awarded for a certain time period, not beyond that. Okay, so standard is first thing of the TRIPS agreement, that they should clearly specifically mention the subject matter which must be protected. They should mention the overall rights awarded to the creator, and they should mention the exceptions available to those rights. ठीक? This is the first part of standards. Second part is enforcement. The chips are should have enough power to enforce the rules, enforce the rights to common people or general public. If some rights have been awarded to you and you are not able to enforce those rights, then there is no fun of you getting the rights. है कि नहीं? So this power of enforcement has been vested with the chips. If at any point of time anybody infringes the trade related intellectual property rights, then there are governing bodies which can actually enforce the rights awarded to the creator or originator. Third part is एक बच्चा और आया dispute settlement. Now dispute settlement is because if enforcement is there, then there could be should be some dispute also. And why these disputes happen with regards to intellectual property? This is the only thing in which I am interested. How and why a dispute can occur with regards to intellectual property? Please tell me. I believe I have told you earlier also that inventions or creations are basically a race. ऐसा नहीं है कि when somebody was who created or who ideated about the light bulb, had he not created the light bulb, then nobody would ever have created the light bulb. है ना? Somebody who invented the wheel, if had he not invented the wheel, then nobody would have ever invented the wheel. This is true for any and every invention. Invention itself is a race. So now let's imagine two countries, two people sitting in those countries, some 2000 miles apart, right? And both are working on the same idea. Let's say I am sitting in a forest and I'm trying to create a bulb, and somebody else was sitting in city and was trying to create a bulb. And after a certain time gap, we both of us are able to create the light bulb. So both of us would want to use the light bulb for our own benefit. And if we are using, then somebody, one of us, is gonna create और फाइल अ पिटिशन कि साहब मेरा आइडिया वो दूसरा आदमी चुरा के इस्तेमाल कर रहा है. So that could be the nature of dispute, wherein somebody is actually created the same idea or has worked on the same idea and they are using their own idea. But since the basic premise of that idea is common in both the countries, that's why there should be or there would be a dispute. So, how these disputes are settled? या डिस्प्यूट होना ही नहीं चाहिए इस बारे में क्योंकि उसने अपनी कंट्री बनाया मैंने अपनी कंट्री बनाया तो देयर शुड बी नो डिस्प्यूट. Countries were different, time frames were different, environments were different, total resources used were different. That's why there is no dispute. Tell me.
Sir, who the person who applied for patent earlier than the other will be given the patent.
नहीं समझ नहीं सुनाई पड़ा बेटा आवाज थोड़ी कम हो गई माइक के पास आके बोलेगा.
Sir, who applied for the patent earlier than the other will be given the patent of the invention.
Okay, fine. That again is a very good observation. But there are two types of patents awarded. One is process patent. Second is product patent. Process patent it is if you are coming out with the same product and the process is same, then this earlier concept is applied. And product patent is that when you are awarded the patent on the product, then no matter how anybody else is gonna create the same product, should be able to pay you or would be forced to pay you the money required by you to use or create the same product. Right? And this process patent and product patent was most brilliantly used in India with regards to medicine. We have a very large industry of generic medicines. मालूम है ना हमारे जेनरिक मेडिसिन की बहुत बड़ी इंडस्ट्री है.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
है ना. So what is this generic medicines? हम कुछ मेडिसिन को जेनरिक क्यों बोल लेते हैं?
Sir, same, sir. like they have the same brand name maybe.
बेटा अगर ब्रांड बोलेंगे ना, we are required to choose our words very carefully. As soon as we start using the word brand, then we are going into that loop where we would be ultimately forced to pay the money. So let's not use the word brand. This is first part. ठीक है?
Uh, uh,
And let's take a
like
very simple example. Ceridon या डिस्प्रिन सब लोगों ने खाई हुई है ना? डिस्प्रिन
yes
कभी ना
sir.
कभी सर में दर्द हुआ, खाई तो होगी ना बेटा,
Uh,
है ना? So let's take डिस्प्रिन. If let's say डिस्प्रिन is a patented medicine, it is used to save the lives of people, right? And disprin was created in some other country, let's say XYZ. But we in India came out with the same concentration of salts in a medicine, which again is going to be treating the headache and some other ailments also. But we are calling it generic. How? And we are not paying the patent rights to the original creator of Dispirin. कैसे? And are we not infringing the rights of the person who actually is the inventor of Dispirin?
sir, now the aspirin can be made by some ABC company and another by XYZ company. So they both have the same component but under different names.
हाँ, यही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ बेटा, हम लोग ने जो प्रोडक्ट पेटेंट था, पहले पहले जब इनिशियली concept of patent was started na in human civilization, then product patent was the most useful patent, and it is still now the most difficult patent. आज की तारीख में प्रोडक्ट पेटेंट बड़ी मुश्किल से मिलता है. ऐसा मेरे को याद नहीं पड़ता पिछले 10-12 साल के अंदर किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को प्रोडक्ट पेटेंट दिया गया. इट इज बेसिकली दी प्रोसेस पेटेंट. ठीक, कि आपने अगर इस प्रोसेस से ये दवा बनाई है, लेट्स से डिस्प्रिन बनाई गई, तो एक एबीसी 3 सॉल्ट मिला के और एट 20 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड टेम्परेचर. सो द प्रोसेस टेम्परेचर वाज 20 डिग्री और एबीसी 3 सॉल्ट मिलाने थे इन द सेम ऑर्डर एबीसी, और उसके बाद डिस्प्रिन बन जाती है. सो दिस प्रोसेस कैन बी पेटेंटेड मोर इजीली. The overall product Disprin itself is almost impossible to get patented. प्रोडक्ट पेटेंट बड़ी मुश्किल से मिलता है. बहुत कम प्रोडक्ट्स हैं आज की तारीख में दुनिया में जिनको प्रोडक्ट पेटेंट मिला हुआ है. दिस पार्ट वन. वी इन इंडिया एक्चुअली हमारे ऊपर ना इसके लिए बहुत तगड़ा रिस्ट्रिक्शन भी यूएस से आया था. हम लोग को करीब 20 या 30 साल तक उसको झेलना भी पड़ा था, जिसमें वी इंडियंस एक्चुअली मैनिपुलेटेड विद द प्रोसेस. उन्होंने डिस्प्रिन 20 डिग्री बनाई थी, हम लोगों ने डिस्प्रिन 19 डिग्री पे या 21 डिग्री में बना दी. एंड देन वी वर able to beat the process patent, and those medicines were launched in our market as generic medicine. So they have the same concentration, they have the same efficiency of working on a patient's body, but we were able to beat the product's patent rights based upon the process patent. और उसके ऊपर हमारे ऊपर अमेरिका ने रिस्ट्रिक्शंस भी कई साल के लिए लगाए थे. वी रिसेंटली हैव केम आउट ऑफ दिस दोज रिस्ट्रिक्शंस, जहाँ पे नाउ वी आर एबल टू परचेज most of the items from international market. लेकिन हमारी जेनेरिक इंडस्ट्री चालू ही इस बात से हुई थी कि वी आर एबल टू बीट द प्रोसेस पेटेंट. गॉट इट? एंड दिस
Yes sir.
basically is a reference to a dispute happening in the market or area of intellectual rights, intellectual property rights. Patents are awarded on two different categories. One is process, second is product. Process patents are recent are awarded more easily, and product patents are very difficult to get awarded. But if somehow anybody is able to get the product patent, then nobody across the globe is allowed to remake that product without the permission of the creator. But process patents, if somebody is able to manipulate with the process and still is able to come out with the same product, then they are not allowed to, or they are not required to pay any charges to the creator. ठीक. And now this part, the related rights. If copyrights are given, then what is this related right? What should be a related right? Please help me.
So the related rights are those trademarks.
Okay, trademarks. I just need to tell you guys that mark of a business is basically the umbrella under which the business is gonna launch all of its product. These marks are allotted to businesses to create or to award them a unique identity of the business. So if tomorrow you and me launch a company and we want to launch our products into the market, and we are somehow able to register, let's say, sunflower as the mark of our company, then this mark becomes tradable. And whenever any mark of a business which is awarded to it to provide it a unique identity in the market, and that mark becomes tradable, then we are required to get this trademark allotted in our name. Trademarks basically are the marks of the company which are tradable in the market, and they give exclusive right to a particular company or a person to launch all or some of their products under that mark. So trademark is basically is something which is provided to the companies to give them a unique identity in the market or unique identity of their company in the market, for the people to recognize or understand that this product is gonna be of certain quality because it is coming directly from that company's processes in which they have certain amount of faith or not. So that is what trademark is. ठीक है? So trademark is basically not copyright, and trademark does not come under the related right. I just intended to tell you this part. So let's not, and we are going to discuss trademark. It is in our syllabus. ठीक है? तो trademark हम लोग discuss करेंगे. But right now I just need to understand this copyright and related rights. Copyright, I have told you, literary work, artistic work, they can be copyrighted. That nobody should be able to copy them. ठीक? Just that related rights. मुझे इतना समझना है.
The rights for the limited use of those copyrighted products.
The conditions under which those things can be copied, the conditions under which those things can be sold, the conditions those things can be used for business purposes, those conditions actually determine these related rights. So you are correct. Yes, it is something related with copying and reusing the work or creation of somebody else. And those related rights allow the creator certain benefits in the market, and those related rights bars the commoners or common people to reuse or reproduce the same item. ठीक है? Industrial property has been conferred or has been included in the intellectual property because the industrial design, even how a company is placing its different machineries in a different setup, can be copyrighted. Industrial properties actually are a process in which some raw material is gonna get converted into a finished product which can be used by the market. So overall placement of machines, placement of raw material, placement of godowns, placement of finished goods, all those things are considered as industrial properties, and those things can also be protected by the IPR. So copyrights, trademarks, geographical indications, industrial designs, patents, layout designs, and undisclosed information including trade secrets. Anything which is not disclosed to the people can also be protected by the IPR. And again, I need to understand with the help of you guys how this undisclosed information, including trade secrets and test data, can be protected if nobody knows it what to copy. जब कोई जानता ही नहीं कॉपी कैसे करेंगे क्योंकि वो आपने उसको पब्लिश ही नहीं किया तो उसको प्रोटेक्ट कैसे करोगे? This part is the only interesting part in this entire slide. Undisclosed information, including trade secrets and test data. और इसका बेस्ट एग्जांपल हम लोग कोक और जो पेप्सी का जो कॉन्सेंट्रेट होता है ना जिससे ये लोग अपना कोल्ड ड्रिंक बनाते हैं, that those concentrates or the formula of those concentrate is the most highly guarded property. Nobody is ever able to look into the exact concentration of different elements used to create the concentrate of Pepsi or Coke. सबसे दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा गार्डेड सीक्रेट्स है वो, and they are highly tradable. And now if you and me in our home create a concentrate to make our own cold drink, and that concentrate is somehow it matches with the concentrate created by Pepsi or Coke, then again they can sue us. लेकिन we should be having the defense ना कि साहब आपने तो कभी डिस्क्लोज किया नहीं, हमने तो अपने घर में बनाया था, we created it in our home. Then how we are supposed to pay you the property rights? अच्छा एक बात और पूछनी थी मुझे, आई नीड टू गिव यू किड्स एन असाइनमेंट, सो आज दे दूं after this class because this class is about to finish. I have 2-3 more minutes left, so I'm finishing this class. We can get back to this undisclosed information and chips, but I need to ask you, I need to give you an assignment. मैं आज दे दूं because exams are over now, only final exams are remaining, and you could need some work to keep you attached with the textbooks. So I need to give you an assignment. मैं आज दे दूं? अरे इस बात का जवाब दे दो, इसका तो पढ़ाई लिखाई से कोई लेना नहीं है बेटा. असाइनमेंट देना है, आज दे दूं?
Sir, what will be the topic?
है बेटा, क्या बोला?
Sir, what will be the topic?
Topic is because now we are left to discuss trips. Trips is remaining. We are required to understand the trademark, copyright, patents. We are required to go through with the corporate social responsibility and public relations. So I was thinking of giving you something from these topics. After this, our syllabus will be over. So copyrights, patent and trademarks and corporate social responsibility. इन दोनों में से कोई एक सोच रहा था मैं. ये दोनों तुमने पढ़े नहीं है अभी. We only
सर फ्राइडे
है बेटा.
सर फ्राइडे को दीजिएगा.
ठीक है, सो फ्राइडे को मैं एक पोस्ट कर दूंगा असाइनमेंट, और मुझे वो मंडे को चाहिएगा. ठीक है, थोड़ा बड़ा असाइनमेंट होगा लेकिन मंडे को चाहिएगा मुझे.
सर हेलो सर.
हाँ बता बेटा.
हाँ सर, मंडे को कितने बजे चाहिए आपको?
बेटा अर्ली मॉर्निंग्स आर गुड क्योंकि मेरे पास पूरा दिन होगा उसको पढ़ने के लिए फिर, और बाद में तुम लोगों को शाम को डांटने के लिए.
थैंक्स अ लॉट सर.
है बेटा.
थैंक्स अ लॉट सर, ये बोल रही हूँ।
डांटने के लिए?
हाँ
अरे उसके लिए थैंक यू बोलने की जरूरत नहीं बेटा, वो तो बगैर थैंक यू बोले भी डांट दूंगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। ठीक है।
सर
हाँ बेटा।
सर ये असाइनमेंट मतलब कितना वो होगा, कितना बड़ा होगा, लंबा कितना होगा?
बेटा at least 8 pages because kids have lost the tendency to write from their own hand. ये लॉकडाउन ने हम लोगों को इतना खराब बना दिया है कि हम लोग लिखना विखना सब भूल गए। So I as a practice am only favoring handwritten assignments. So 8 pages A4 size handwritten.
Okay. Sir, we have to submit it in where?
क्या चीज?
सर सबमिट कहाँ करेंगे, ग्रुप पे या आपके ईमेल
बेटा
पे?
उसकी फोटो खींचोगे, उसका एक पीडीएफ बनाओगे, वो मेरे को भेजोगे ईमेल पे।
ओके सर।
सर, हेलो सर।
हाँ बता।
हाँ सर, प्लीज आप दोबारा आपके ईमेल ग्रुप में डाल दीजिए ना।
मैं बेटा असाइनमेंट के साथ डाल दूंगा।
ओके ओके, थैंक्स अ लॉट।
ठीक है। ओके देन लेट्स फिनिश दिस क्लास। टेक केयर, बाय।
थैंक यू
Thank you,
सर।
sir.